On my wrist I have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Watch 8. This is actually my first smartwatch ever, so this whole video is going to be from the perspective of a first-time smartwatch user. I bought this watch with my own money and this video is not sponsored, so you're getting an unbiased perspective and just my honest thoughts. If you're not interested in the unboxing, just skip ahead to 7 minutes and 11 seconds. I had to delete the original audio track of this video because it was super loud outside. I was recording next to an open window. I will not talk over this whole unboxing, but I will make some poignant remarks where it makes sense. The packaging of the Galaxy Watch 8 is quite nice and it presents you with the watch itself after you open the box. The screen is super reflective, as you can see, but it's not really an issue, as we will discover later in the video, because the screen is super bright. The buttons have a full clicky feel to them, and like the rest of the device, they feel very premium and well made. The standard sports band that comes with the Galaxy Watch 8 is not my favorite in terms of design, but in the first days of using this, after the unboxing, it has turned out to be quite practical and light and all that. You need quite sturdy fingernails to attach the watch bands. I almost got this intuitively right, but I didn't press quite long enough. So I decided to find and read the effing manual. I found the cute little manual. I might be in the minority here, but I really wish smartwatches would have a USB-C port in addition to or instead of wireless charging. I really would like to switch everything over to USB-C and not have this one specific cable only for one device. A quick look and I find out that this is actually the power button to turn on the watch, and I just had to press it a little bit longer. Now the counter is running and we'll see how long the watch takes to start up. While the watch starts up, I put everything else away again and clean up my little desk here. And since we still have some time, let me say that I actually do like the design of this watch quite a bit. I know that it's always subjective, so you may not agree. What I wonder is if they will extend the screen to cover the shape behind it in the upcoming years. I think that would make sense. We reached the welcome screen after 32 seconds, but it takes another 12-ish seconds to be able to start the setup of the watch. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 and the Samsung Galaxy S23 find each other without any issues. I'm checking the screen brightness here. And then I just click connect and another timer has started. And we'll see how long it took me to set this up. I sped up this video, but the timer you see are the actual seconds, like the actual time it took for everything to happen. You have to agree to a lot of data sharing, and I just, for the purpose of this video, agreed to almost everything. At one point I will look into this a little bit more closely. This one I didn't agree to, and see if I can make this a little bit more privacy focused, the whole setup. I do have to say that the whole setup process was very easy and intuitive. You're guided through it and everything makes sense. Again, this is my first smartwatch, so I don't have any comparisons, but yeah, I would say that overall this was smooth sailing. I do have the LTE version of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, but I don't have an eSIM yet, so I end up skipping this part. While I play on my phone, the watch is launching the initial setup guide. And only then is the initial setup via the phone finally complete after 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Not bad. About the initial tour, I only want to say that it was very quick and helpful and that it helped me to get around Wear OS immediately basically. You can have a look for yourself now and see if you agree. That was the end of the tour, and now I just start playing around with my watch and applying what I just learned. And I do have to say that whereas having never used it before is very intuitive, I got around just fine after doing this little tour. And yeah, now I'm just exploring and have a look at what's on the watch. This app wants more data from me, so I don't set it up in this moment. Here, try the camera app. And now I finally put on my watch for the very first time. Here are some observations of using the Galaxy Watch 8 for about 4 days now. I'm kind of scared to bump the screen. I mean, it's well built, but I'm sure if I hit it against a brick wall, it'll get scratched, and I don't want that. So for a little while, what I did was this. Cool and normal. I don't know, it works. Well, I went back to the traditional way of wearing this. But maybe for this video, I'll leave it like that. Speaking of the screen, as we saw in the unboxing, it's very reflective, but it's also very bright. It gets up to 3000 nits, so I never had any issues seeing this outside, not even in the bright sunlight. We're in summer right now, where I am. And no issues. I even had this at 50% in the beginning. I didn't realize, and I was out and about. It was a hot sunny day. So I don't think you're gonna have any problems reading the screen, even though it's super reflective, and maybe it comes in handy as a tiny little mirror. One thing I didn't anticipate really was that after not having worn any watch for about 20 years, I really had to get used to it again. So I wore this on and off. I mean, I tried to wear it as much as possible, but it also spent some time on my desk. Yeah, and one thing that was really kind of funny and a little bit embarrassing is that I forgot to read analog watch face. Watch thingy. I only had digital clocks, I guess, in the last decades, and yeah. I would probably fail a dementia test at this point. I was a little bit worried that this watch would feel uncomfortable, especially during the hot weather, and that I would feel sweaty, but that hasn't really been the case, luckily. It's actually quite comfortable to wear. The watch itself lies very flat on your arm. Since this watch band is made from silicone, it feels like it stays pretty clean, if that makes sense. The watch is also pretty light, and it feels pretty good, even though I'm still getting used to it. One thing that really surprised me was how well you can actually type on this tiny screen. I started off using the integrated Samsung keyboard that comes pre-installed, and that works perfectly fine. But then I installed Gboard from Google, and that works even better because you can use swiping. And you can write pretty quickly on this little watch with Gboard. So if you want to type on this thing, you can. Another cool feature, which might actually make it less necessary to use the keyboard at all, is Google Gemini, which is built into this watch. and it's a really powerful AI assistant. Voice typing works almost flawlessly with it, so that's why I'm saying maybe you don't even need the keyboard. And I have been using it to ask it random questions mostly. I also told it to make a call to a certain person. That worked. And having this assistant on your wrist can obviously be useful. What does cattywampus mean?
Cattywampus describes something that is askew, crooked, or not lined up properly. It can also refer to something that is positioned diagonally.
And now explain to me in a very funny way what poppycock means.
Poppycock is the fancy, old-timey way of saying nonsense. It's what a grandparent would yell after hearing something truly ridiculous, like a story about a flying goldfish or the idea of putting pineapple on a pizza.
And if animals could talk, what animal would be the rudest and why?
If animals could talk, the goose would be the rudest. They're already known for being aggressive and territorial, so imagine them with a vocabulary. They would be constantly heckling you with insults and demanding you get off their lawn.
One thing I'm a bit divided on are notifications. I have most notifications turned off on my phone, and I think I'm going to do the same on this watch. One type of notification I actually do like are the fitness notifications, because I think they motivate you. At least until now, that's been the case for me. For example, when you sit on your desk for too long, the watch kind of reminds you and vibrates and tells you to get up. I find that useful because sometimes I sit on my desk for a long time, and that's not healthy. Another type of notification that I thought might be useful are the calendar notifications. I use Google Calendar to organize myself, all my life basically. And I thought it might be useful during a work day to have the watch on and to have you remind it that another task is starting. But then I also realized that while I do plan every day, I also change plans every single day. So this might be more distraction than actual help. So I still have to figure that out, but I'll probably turn off most notifications on the watch. Another important topic is battery life. I cannot say anything conclusive about it yet, having only used this watch for 4 days. But what I can say is that I don't think it's great, unfortunately. I have used this watch intensely, so I've had to charge it maybe 5 times so far. Not terrible, but I'll make more tests and see how this works out long term, because I don't think I'm going to play around with it as much in the long term as I'm doing right now. I'll make a full review of this watch at one point, and I'll have more conclusive things to say about the battery life then. In the few days of owning the Galaxy Watch 8, it has already come in clutch a few times. One time my wife was taking a shower and my phone was in the bathroom and she locked herself in and I had to call a friend. And then I realized, oh, I have this watch now and it can make phone calls. So I called my friend with the watch, and I also do some exercises every day and I use a timer on my phone usually. But while my wife was in the shower, I could use the timer on the watch. I also cycle a lot, and when I do, I put my phone in this thing, and this thing sits on the handlebar of my bicycle, and then I can look at the navigation while I'm cycling. And what I can do now, obviously, is not bring this thing at all and look at the navigation on the smartwatch. And I've done that, and it worked pretty well. The only thing is, when you get a notification, it kind of replaces the navigation, and it sometimes exits the navigation, or at least the screen, and doesn't go back to it. So that was quite annoying, so I still have to check whether I can change the settings for that not to happen. But it felt kind of freeing not having to bring this big thing and just to have the watch. Having said all this, I think all of this at the moment just adds up to being a nice to have for me. It's been convenient to have this watch. It's a good add-on to a smartphone, I think, but I would like it to be more than that. So at one point I'm going to test this as a standalone device because I do have the LTE version. Just having this as an extension to my smartphone and just to add a little bit more convenience would not justify having another device for me personally, because I'm trying to be minimalistic with my tech life and I'm actually trying to be not always connected. And of course I still have to get over the fact that this will make a USB-C only lifestyle impossible, and it also wants a lot of data. Oh, here it is, this way. But I will give this a really fair chance over the coming weeks and months, and I will test it thoroughly. So there are a lot more videos coming about the Galaxy Watch 8 on this channel, and also videos about other small tech devices. I'm very excited to test the fitness functions in detail, the sleep tracking, and using this watch as a standalone device. So if you're interested in any of that, you know how YouTube works and how to tell it that you like this and that you would like to see more of this. So thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.